Cowboys Nation, what's up? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, your go-to source for everything Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dave, and today, we've got a lot to unpack as we dive into the latest happenings with our Cowboys. We're talking about Trey Lance's roller coaster performance in the final preseason game against the Los Angeles Chargers and Duce Vaughn's standout showing that might have just secured his spot on the roster. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and your support is crucial. Help us reach that goal by subscribing today. Your subscription means the world to us, and with your help, we can continue bringing you the best Cowboys content out there. Alright, let's kick things off with Trey Lance. Cowboys Nation, I know there are a lot of mixed feelings out there about Lance's performance in the final preseason game. On one hand, he had 5 turnovers, yeah, you heard that right, 5 interceptions. On the other hand, he also rushed for 90 yards, including an electrifying 46-yard touchdown run, and threw for over 300 yards with a touchdown pass. It's been a roller coaster, to say the least. But here's where it gets interesting. Former Heisman-winning quarterback Robert Griffin III took to X to share his thoughts on Lance. Griffin said, and I quote, "Watch the tape back on Trey Lance. Trey Lance has NFL superstar-level playmaking ability with blockbuster-level decision-making. If you said he was the replacement for Dak Prescott, go ahead and deactivate your account. The 5 INTs were bad and showed he is in the wrong offense." Now, Cowboys Nation, what do you make of that? Do you think Griffin is onto something, or was this just a rough game for Lance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a conversation going. Also, don't forget to vote in our poll. Is Trey Lance the future of the Cowboys, or do we need to look elsewhere? Your input is going to be key as we analyze this performance. Griffin's comments definitely had a bit of sarcasm, especially considering how tough it was to watch Lance's turnovers. But he also pointed out that the system might not be the best fit for Lance, particularly since the play calling in that game was handled by quarterback coach Scott Tolzien, who, by the way, won't be calling plays during the regular season. Now, we all know it wasn't Tolzien who threw those 5 interceptions or fumbled the ball twice. That was all on Lance. But, Cowboys Nation, do you think there's any truth to the idea that Lance could thrive in a different system? Or do you think this is just part of the growing pains? Let us know in the comments and make sure to engage in our poll. Your voice matters, and we want to hear what you think. Moving on to some brighter news, let's talk about Duce Vaughn. Man, did he deliver in the preseason finale. Vaughn earned a top 5 PFF grade among running backs for his performance, and that might just be the ticket he needed to secure his spot on the Cowboys' final roster. In what was arguably the most important game of his Cowboys career, Vaughn didn't just show up, he showed out. 9 carries for 53 yards and a kick return for 23 yards? That's the kind of performance that makes you sit up and take notice. His efforts earned him an 80.8 offensive grade and an 84.9 run grade, both tied for the 4th highest among running backs in the final week of the NFL preseason. Cowboys Nation, do you think Vaughn has done enough to make the 53-man roster? And if he does, how do you see him fitting into the rotation behind Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle? The team is likely going to use a running back by committee approach, so Vaughn will have his opportunities. If he can capitalize on those early touches, he might just become the secret weapon our offense needs to ignite the run game. Sound off in the comments and let's discuss. Do you think Vaughn can be a game changer for the Cowboys, or is he just another piece of the puzzle? And don't forget to vote in our poll. Should Duce Vaughn make the final cut? Your feedback is essential as we move closer to the start of the regular season. Speaking of the regular season, can you believe we're just a couple of weeks away from the Cowboys kicking off their 2024 campaign? We'll be starting on the road against the Cleveland Browns on September 8th, and it's going to be a game you won't want to miss, especially with Tom Brady making his broadcasting debut for the game on Fox. What a way to start the season, right? Let's dive deeper into the implications of Trey Lance's performance. Cowboys Nation, there's no denying that this final preseason game was a mixed bag for Lance. On one hand, we saw flashes of the elite playmaking ability that made him a top draft pick. His 46-yard touchdown run was a thing of beauty, showcasing his speed, vision, and ability to break tackles. And let's not overlook his 300-plus passing yards, including a well-placed touchdown pass. Those are the kinds of plays that get you excited about the future. But, as much as we want to celebrate those highlights, we can't ignore the 5 interceptions. 5. It's a number that's hard to swallow, especially when you consider the high expectations that come with wearing the Cowboys star on your helmet. Turnovers are drive killers, and in the NFL, you simply can't afford to give the ball away that many times. Now, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the root cause of Lance's struggles? Is it the system, the play calling, or is it simply a matter of Lance needing more time to develop? And more importantly, do you think he can turn it around once the regular season begins? Let's get the conversation going in the comments and see where everyone stands on this critical issue. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this discussion and want more in-depth analysis, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're dedicated to bringing you the latest Cowboys news and analysis, and your subscription helps us keep doing what we love. Plus, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to our Cowboys coverage. Shifting gears back to Duce Vaughn, his performance in the preseason finale wasn't just impressive, it was potentially career-defining. Vaughn's top 5 PFF grade among running backs is no small feat, especially considering the competition he's up against. But what really stood out was his ability to make the most out of every opportunity. 9 carries for 53 yards might not seem like a lot on paper, but when you break it down, that's nearly 6 yards per carry. That's the kind of efficiency that coaches dream about. And let's not forget his impact on special teams. Vaughn's 23-yard kick return showcased his vision and burst, 2 qualities that could make him a valuable asset in multiple phases of the game. Special teams is often the deciding factor for players on the bubble, and Vaughn's versatility in this area could be what secures his spot on the final roster. So, Cowboys Nation, how do you see Vaughn fitting into the Cowboys game plan once the regular season kicks off? Will he be a change of pace back? A special teams ace? Or could he even push for more significant touches if he continues to impress? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to participate in our poll on whether Vaughn should make the 53-man roster. As we look ahead to the start of the 2024 season, the excitement is building. The Cowboys have a lot of potential, but with that comes a lot of questions. How will the offense gel under new leadership? Can the defense continue its dominant play? And of course, what role will players like Trey and Duce Vaughn play in the team's success? One thing's for sure, Cowboys Nation, we're in for a wild ride this season. And here at Cowboys News TV, we'll be with you every step of the way. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, we're committed to bringing you the content you crave. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification bell. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and your support means everything to us. Together, we can build a community of Cowboys fans who are passionate, informed, and ready for anything. Before we wrap up, I want to give a shout out to all of you who've been active in the comments and polls. Your insights and opinions help shape the conversation, and we're grateful to have such an engaged and knowledgeable audience. Keep those comments coming, keep voting in those polls, and let's make this the best Cowboys season yet. And don't forget, our next video will cover a preview of the Cowboys season opener against the Cleveland Browns, including key matchups to watch, players who could make an impact, and our predictions for the game. It's going to be a must-watch, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. Thank you for tuning in to Cowboys News TV. I'm Dave, and I can't wait to see where this season takes us. Stay safe, stay strong, and as always, go Cowboys!